everybody. Welcome to Take the Black Live, a show where myself, Dan Selcke of winterscoming.net, and Cheryl Wassenaar of culture.com talk about all the latest Game of Thrones, Song of Ice and Fire, genre fiction happening. Cheryl, how are you today?
We survived.
We did.
That's how I'm feeling today.
This past weekend was the highly anticipated Battle of Winterfell in the Long Night, and Avengers Endgame beyond that. How long do you think it'll be before we get another weekend like that, where two events that enormous are happening at the same time?
I don't know if ever is the answer, frankly. I mean,
it feels kind of serendipitous.
Yeah, Star Wars Episode 9 comes out in December, kind of all by its lonesome. So, there's really nothing that has been this similar in terms of blowing away their respective fields.
Maybe ever. I mean, pop culture is reaching kind of a zenith point. Maybe we can't go back from it, or maybe it's the beginning of a new era. Because I feel like a lot of studios want to make this happen all the time.
Oh my God, I'd be so tired. Perpetually tired.
All right, we're not going to spend that much time. Hey, everybody, thanks for watching. Glad you're here. Going over The Long Night, we talked about it on Take the Black React immediately after. I stand by everything I said there. I personally really enjoyed it.
Same.
I know that there have been a lot of intense reactions, and we talk about some of them on Take the Black Club this week. But I thought today, because we watched it, we've absorbed it, we got it in. I loved the Arya twist, by the way. I thought it was pretty great. Other parts of the episode were, good too, but that one was terrific. I thought we would talk mostly about, honest question to you and everybody out there, what is next? Winter has come, winter is gone, they've killed the Night King, the army of the dead is gone, kind of the thing that we've been gearing up for a long time. The big existential threat of the series is over. So, and we're not halfway through the season. The last 3 episodes are all very long. As long as this one, or like a couple minutes shorter.
Yeah.
Whereas the first 2 were more like normal. What the hell is going to happen in the last 3?
Stuff, things, plot, perhaps. I am still really interested by where they're going to go with this, because I think the photos are very suggestive. I think the trailer's very suggestive, and I think we're bringing it back down to when it was just a bunch of people vying for the chance to be the ruler of this continent. And I think I'm excited for it. Like, I like Cersei Lannister as a character, so I'm just excited for more of her, because I have not had enough of Lena Headey faces in my life for the past 3 weeks.
I love Lena Headey faces. I'll be honest, I'm actually kind of impressed. Like, I didn't see the Night King dying coming this early. I don't think most people did. I liked the way they did it. We've got a record saying that. I thought it was really well pulled off, at least the final bits of it with Arya killing him. But, okay, honestly, it has been my pet theory for a long time. I figured they would lose the Battle of Winterfell, then I came go down to King's Landing, and then we would have kind of Cersei interface with the dead stuff. But in my heart of hearts, Cheryl, I actually, and again, I'm not making this up, this is not an after-the-fact thing, I always wanted them to take care of that early and to have the final chunk of the series be more about the characters. I thought it might go into like Jon versus Dany, and I kind of wrote that off for a while because I'm like, we're not going to have time. But now?
We have time,
I don't know. I really don't. You got 3.5-hour episodes? Why not? You could do it. You could totally do it. Do you think that'll happen?
We're kind of heading towards it.
I feel like we have to be, because, Jon told Daenerys of his true origins in a Night of the Seven Kingdoms great episode, and we didn't really get to deal with the fallout because knock, 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 it's the dead, deal with me. But now it's got to come back, and I like the boldness of the choice, and I'm interested to see what happens, because I was always, I know some folk wanted more backstory of the Night King. I always thought it was just going to be, he's just he's an elemental force, an undead monster. I never thought it was going to get complicated with him. So I'm glad there's going to be room for that now. Really quickly, somebody brought up the go, go, go theory. Aaron Northcutt. Did you hear that one?
What's the go, go, go theory?
Where when Jon Snow is facing down Viserion in the courtyard, he yells, "Go, go, go," to the signal to Arya to run past to go to the Godswood. I do not agree. I do think there's a moment where he kind of yells at the dragon, and that could be like the moment where Arya chooses to dart through because he's distracted. But I don't think they made contact. Maybe, though. It's a cool theory. Anyway, let's look at the trailer for the next episode and see if we can't piece some things together.
Let's get into it.
Roll it.
We have won the Great War. Now we will win the last war. We'll rip her out root and stem.
By the way, hello everybody. Hello, Brian, Jim, Julie, Kayla, Lisa. I couldn't get the comments immediately because, I don't know, I'm bad with this thing. And Jen, I agree with you completely. He was death and he was dealt with. You guys get it. You get what we're going for. Okay.
Got some smart fans.
So, next. We also have some images from it, from the new episode. The thing they're highlighting are this mass funeral, it looks like. Can we see that for a second? Where there's going to be Team Targaryen in front of all these bodies. And then what I liked about it was that we got them off to one side. Mm-hmm. And then we also have Team Stark with Bran and Arya and all those folk off to another side. Again, I'll come back to it. Are they foreshadowing a split between teams Jon and Dany?
I mean, when they're on opposite sides of the castle, it looks like they're on opposite sides of the gates.
I mean, it's the same funeral. It might just be.
It's the same funeral, but they're very clearly split up. There's also a wide shot where you can see that they're pretty clearly split.
Yeah, and I think Jon's in the middle, by the way. Which is, funny.
Jon's 100% in the middle because symbolism.
Yes, we got to have something. Targaryen Stark, what is he? Lisa asked, why is Dany giving the orders in the trailer? I mean, I'm not entirely sure, because there's a bit in the trailer where she's like, we've won the Great War, now we will win the last war, rip root and stem. Well, I wonder if she won over some people during that battle by, lighting up the night and the dead with her dragons. Couldn't have hurt.
Probably helped.
She gave him a good old college try. I mean, they fought together. That does bring you together.
It's true.
And she is their queen, technically. I think we're going to see some people contest that, but she is still their queen. And, they all survived. They're probably high on this. They're ready to go like, woo, yeah, rocket, we got some beer. So I guess that's my main question right now. Does this series end with Jon and Dany going at each other?
Probably. Maybe?
Right? We don't know, right? We're not sure.
I don't know. And I'm pretty sure you don't know either. We are adrift in a sea of not knowing for once, and it's kind of great.
Yeah, it's fun.
I mean, that's one path it could take. One path that it could also take is Jon and Dany kind of do a collective shrug of, we don't care about the incest, and let's just keep getting it on. And then that just continues, but I think that would be kind of boring. So I'm sure that the tension's not over between them, because I think that would kind of be a drain on the entire series. So I think it's possible that they end up going at it with each other. I don't know if we're going to get a full-on dragon-on-dragon combat again, but
perhaps in the day this time.
Yeah, it would be sweet, but yeah, I'm not
sure either.
I'm not sure. I think it would be interesting either way. And oh my God, Cersei has color on for once. It's been a while. It's been a while.
We also have the shot of, I think, Dany, Missandei, and Varys all presiding over the council, like the commenter said. They do. She does look in charge in the trailer. So it seems like, she has clearly established herself. I'm in charge since she got here to Winterfell. She wants to keep that going. Although, okay, maybe here's a scenario for you. The dead come, they kill thousands of people. I think her Dothraki are just gone, pretty much, or like almost gone. Northerners died, Dothraki died, Unsullied died. It doesn't look like it from the trailer, but might Dany chill out a little bit and be like, okay, now that I've got some perspective, on how bad things could be, ruling doesn't seem quite so important to me anymore, and I can make some compromises?
I think that's possible. There is that one picture of her where she's standing in front of Drogon and she looks like she's almost smiling or hopeful. You can kind of see it in the trailer a little bit as well. I think that's where the shot comes from because she's wearing a new coat dress thing. But I think it's possible. I mean, when one of your most loyal vassals dies in your arms, I think there's...
Which hurt, by the way.
Yeah.
That, I don't know about you guys, but to me, Jorah's death was the most emotional one for me. Like, seeing Dany cry over him, and then I love when Drogon... I didn't love, but when Drogon came down and put his head behind... Pets being sad makes me sad.
I mean, pets being sad makes a lot of people sad, I think. I think they knew that. But yeah, I think she might mellow out, but I don't know if it's permanent.
I mean, again, what I'm intrigued by is that I thought this season was going to be all about coming together to defeat the Night King. And now I find that, frankly, it's more interesting than I gave it credit for.
Yeah.
Like, they're going to get a little more into the nitty-gritty of people fighting people. Where does Cersei fit in this? Because we see Cersei again. Bless her heart.
I missed her.
I believe we have a picture of that, too, with Euron Greyjoy in King's Landing. Set up the two episodes. They look pretty cozy, by the way.
I mean, I don't know if I read cozy into Cersei's body language there. Also, peep the mountain just creeping on
I mean, he is letting Euron get close.
Right.
Maybe not Cersei. She is awfully
smug.
Beclothed.
She is. She also looks super smug about something, and I think that's really interesting. I don't know what she's watching happen. I mean, that's kind of her default expression. But
yeah, it's resting smug face. I think she's watching the Golden Company assemble in front of them.
Oh, yeah.
You know what's funny? Also, Cersei was right this whole time. That she totally had the right idea, not helping them. Like, exactly what she said would happen happened. They fought each other. Now, Dany and Jon are weakened, and she has a chance of picking off the survivor. Which, man, would that ever be a twist? By the way, can I go really egghead literary theorist for a minute?
Of course.
Okay. So, you know the hero's journey. You're a fan of it.
I'm not a fan of it. I'm just conversant.
There have been some talks over this past week. I wrote a little article about it. How the hero's journey, it's all these stages. You call to adventure, blah, blah, blah. You go to the magical world. This seemed to be kind of the end of the main existential magical world threat. This is Frodo touching the ring in a Mountain Doom. Is killing the Night King. Arya killing the Night King is doing that. Now we're getting into the return part of it, where they go back to the Shire and Saruman's there and he's messing things up and they have to boot him out. Only Cersei is Saruman, and they have to do that, which I think makes sense to me. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it does make sense. I've seen some criticism where it's like, oh, now it's just a letdown, and I'm like,
see, I don't get that.
I don't get that. I don't get it.
Again, we discussed this on our Take the Black Club episode, where I think that the reaction to the last episode has kind of revealed, or at least, highlighted where people's priorities lie in this show. Like, honest to God, I was not lying when I said earlier, I was hoping they would get the Night King out of the way, not quick, but like long enough so they still have time to do some good old-fashioned Game of Thrones politicking. Mm-hmm. But a lot of people were very upset he was taken out that quickly and thought it was a letdown or that his story didn't amount to what it should have amounted to. And some of those points I get, some of them I really don't. But I wanted this outcome, and I'm excited it's here. But again, I guess Game of Thrones is such a widely watched show, and just so popular by so many people. No one's going to like it for the same reasons all the time. Like, I can't make you like it for the same reasons I like it, and you can't do the same to me.
That's true. And we've tried.
And they were always, yes, God, we tried.
We've tried.
And they were always saying you can't please everybody in the interviews. Maybe this is what they meant.
I think it's a reasonable assumption to be like, this is what, at least some of what they meant. And, if Cersei does end up completely winning at the end,
no,
nobody's going to be happy.
That can't happen, can it?
Are you sure about that? Like, I would put some outside money on Cersei Lannister.
Honest to God, maybe. what's so kind of fun about this moment is that, again, I don't think okay, honest poll. Who in the comments thought the Night King would die by episode 3? Who did it? Who thought he would die before half the season is over? I want to know. What's exciting about that is, I forgot my train of thought. Damn it. Is that now that he's gone, yeah, okay, I'm back on track. That they pulled that giant twist, kind of huge twists like that are back on the table. Like, I think for a while, kind of since the Red Wedding, they haven't gone full bore on a, you never would have seen this coming, I can't believe they did it. Look, some moments came close. Like, they pulled their punch on Jon Snow. If Jon Snow had stayed dead, that would have been it, surely, but he didn't. The set blowing up, I love the moment. But none of those people, even though I love Marjorie dearly, was, you know, a character from the beginning, always a main character, always, always, always. I think the Red Wedding is their last giant twist.
Okay, that's fair. I will say that Cersei blowing up the Sept of Baelor is still one of the most perfect, like, 10-minute sequences of television.
I think it might be the best moment of the show. I think that's true. I don't think it was as big of a, holy crap, I would never have seen that in a million years, daring twist. I think the Night King, the Night King might be bigger of a twist.
Yeah, they're close for me.
Sure.
They're very close. Like, I had an outside theory that she was going to go full on tyrant, but like for the most part I thought she was going to show up and make a mockery of it and then do her tyrant thing.
Sure.
To not show up at all and go full tyrant.
I mean, look, I'm not saying it was a twist. I didn't expect it.
Absolutely.
I just don't think it has like the genre changing implications of a Red Wedding or a Ned Stark's death. See,
we're trying again to convince each other.
But again, now I do think that kind of thing's back on the table.
Yes.
Because they're coming out and reminding us, this is Game of Thrones. We don't do the expected. Arya is going to kill the Night King 3 episodes in. Not how you thought it was going to go down. Who knows how it'll end? And by the way, it's so interesting. This is kind of back on the criticisms, because I know a lot of you, I'm sure a lot of you watching have seen the criticisms of the episode. I have seen people criticize it. A, it's become a stereotype fairy tale. And B, it's doing what we don't expect, because it was so predictable, and B, it's what we don't expect just to do what we don't expect. So people were angry about the episode, and I feel like it resulted in contradictory like complaints.
I think you just made my brain hurt.
I mean, I do agree that the Night King bit was kind of the climax to the fairy tale portion of the series, because that's what the whole White Walker thing was. Which is always what's been so interesting about Game of Thrones, is that it contrasts kind of the big, epic, Lord of the Ringsy, Dark Lord, fantasy story with the more grounded politicking. And I think one of the things that's been in the debate this past couple of weeks is, but what defines the show more? Is the show a fantasy story with political trappings, or is it a political show with fantasy trappings?
Yes.
Yes, we got it.
Yes, we've solved it, guys. We've solved the discourse.
It took me like an hour and a half to get there, but yeah, I think that's how I'm gonna phrase it. I think a lot of the anger is from people who thought it was a fantasy show with political trappings, and then realized that, oh, not the other thing. I've always thought it was a political show with fantasy trappings. That's always, to me, like what we spent the most time with, easily. What was always kind of closest to my heart and what I was really interested in. So the twist made sense to me a lot and kind of really pleased me, but I know a lot of people were not terribly pleased by it.
I mean, so much of the content of the books even is about
completely
more politics. I mean, it gets weirder than the show, that's for sure.
Yes.
But there's still politicking is still kind of at the heart of it. Like, yeah, I've always viewed it more. I'm more interested in the machinations than anything, and the clothes. But the machinations.
Clothes. I mean, Cersei's outfit alone. We should talk about that some. Oh my god,
so good.
All right. Do you have any closing thoughts? I got to sign off a little bit early this week, guys. I'm sorry. We have some real life stuff to attend to.
We do.
But do you have any thoughts before we close out, Cheryl?
I'm excited for Sunday.
I am too. Because, I mean, again, I don't know and I love it.
I know.
It's nice.
We
And
don't know
again,
anything.
and just one more time, kudos HBO. If we don't know anything, you're doing a decent job.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. We will be back next week at 4 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time.
Did you get any result in your honest poll before we
I did,
sign off?
but there's so many commenters I can't keep track.
It was unanimous. It was at one point it was 12-1, 12-4. No, we didn't see it coming.
All right. Yeah, I'm right with you. And I think that's good. And again,
Yeah.
I think that they did it in a way that you didn't see coming, but it made sense when you think about it, which is to me a good twist. All right, I'm repeating myself here. Thanks for watching, guys. We're going to go a little early today, but we'll be back next week at 4 o'clock Central Standard Time here on the When We're Coming Facebook page. See you later in Valor Morgulis.
Valor Drohyrus. Bye, everyone.